My garden is dead. Just a icy mess. But look how nice the basil is doing. They alright. But I overwatered those for sure. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. Y'all, the sun is out. I'm super excited. The sun is out. I still don't think it's no more than 30 some degrees outside, but it is amazing how 16, 12, 8 degrees can make 30 some degrees feel good, y'all. It's still snow in my garden. Somebody asked me how was my garden doing, and I was like, oh my goodness, I guess I have not shown my garden in a while. My garden is dead. Like every part of this garden is dead. I'm out here today because I'm like, it was a nice day, so why not come out here and kind of look around. Also, I've made a decision on the greenhouse. That's where I'm planting for spring. The Bootstrap Farmer greenhouse. That's where I'm gonna plant all of my spring stuff because look, y'all, this ice and snow, we had ice and then it snowed again, has been here for over 2 weeks. Everything out here is frozen. There is no way I'm gonna be able to get this stuff pulled, and this is all dead. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get it pulled, get it amended, and get it planted by February the 15th, because that's when I wanted to plant, mid-February. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plant in the Bootstrap Farmer greenhouse. But just wanna show y'all, so those are our purple sprouting broccoli. We will not be getting purple sprouting broccoli this year. All of the broccoli that was over here, we were trying to see, you know, like if we could get a harvest, and yeah, we're not. You see how like mushy that is? Well, not really mushy. It's kind of soft. And I think when it's like warm enough out here, we're gonna see that all of this is pretty dead. Everything is covered in snow. That's the garlic right here. And it's not snow, y'all, it's ice. The Brussels sprouts don't look horrible, but we will see what they actually look like once the ice is gone and it warms up. I'm pretty sure they're also gone, but we'll see. Everything covered in snow, even the collards, y'all. Collards are very cold hardy, but they are not cold hardy to being under ice constantly and temperatures well below freezing. Now the blueberries look just fine. Look at that. The blueberries look just fine. These look like they actually trying to bud, but not these. These have actually gone completely dormant. This one still has some pretty leaves on it. Yeah, so that's the garden. I wanted to show y'all that. The blueberries we put in the bags, they don't look like they're gonna do much. We still gonna leave them. We'll see what happens. Oh, well, it's still green. Might bring us something come spring. We'll see. The chickens are fine. A lot of people ask that question, like, what do you do? I really don't do much. I make sure that I give them scratch grain at night. I put straw in here this year just to make sure they stay warm. Their food and their water and their feeder block is also inside the coop now. When we have weather like this, they definitely stay in the coop more than they are out. But like right now, like I said, today is a decent feeling day, so they're out, but they've been inside the coop a lot. And over here you can see like the heads of broccoli. So this is the Godzilla that I really was wanting. That's that, but when it warms up, that's gonna be gross. So it was growing, but like I said, Green Magic is gonna be my broccoli. Everything in these beds are dead, but these are all Green Magic that already got a harvest off of, so we'll definitely be going with Green Magic. Over here is our cabbages, which we didn't really get a good harvest of cabbage, and then the Swiss chard. The smaller leaves of the Swiss chard look fine. The larger leaves, not so much. I think once we warm up, the Swiss chard will be fine. I'll just have to pull off the larger leaves, but the smaller leaves look really good, y'all. But we're gonna have to hold off on planting potatoes because everything is frozen. So the potatoes are supposed to go into the purple Bootstrap Farmer bags, but we're not gonna be able to do that. It's just everything is frozen out here anyway. The greens stalks look absolutely horrible. I know people want to know, like, can you grow in them in winter? I would say you can in a very mild climate. Our climate, I was saying this over on Instagram, like, our climate has been mild. The last 2 years has proven that maybe our climate is not as mild, but the actual green stalks, nothing happened to them. They did not crack. They did not fade. There's nothing wrong with them. So when I say in a milder climate, I just mean for your plants to actually stay alive and live, because everything in these green stalks are dead. So yeah. The strawberries don't look as bad as they could, but we'll see in the spring if they're actually still alive. But you can see, like, down in there, they look just fine, most of them anyway. But like our onions, I'm gonna leave it just to see what happens. But I think these onions dead, y'all. All of that kale and all of that stuff, good and burnt. And I do believe it's actually dead. I don't think that we are looking at a situation where it's gonna start growing again. I think it's dead. And that's okay. Like, look at that pink one. Oh my goodness. But I tell you what I am ready for things to thaw out, because I can start amending these green stalks and getting ready for planting time. And the ones back here, same thing. They did. Again, I don't know about like the shallots and the onions, and of course the garlic, I doubt that that's dead. Might die back, but it'll probably still end up growing us garlic. Let's go into the Bootstrap Farmer greenhouse. I got my little thing up here. This is how I get in. Keep it closed because I didn't get a normal door if you are not new here. But in here, everything looks fine, right? And I've started putting my seedlings out here. I've been doing this for a week now. I did it all last week and now I'm doing it this week, because on the 15th, I'm pulling everything out of these beds that we already have in here, which was just bok choy and kale, because they were extra seedlings and I wanted something to be growing in here. But we're gonna pull all of that out and these seedlings are gonna go in here. It's nice and warm in here too. This week, I'm gonna leave these seedlings outside. I probably will put some frost cloth over top of them, but that's about it. But you can see we have good growth that was happening in here, but I had to change my plans up. Oh, also look at all this garlic, y'all. The garlic is doing great in here. I think I said that there were 3 rows of garlic in here. It's 4 rows of garlic in here. So I'm excited about that. And whew, they still alive. I scratched them. I know they're alive. They don't look alive. Those are citrus. And I want to be honest with y'all. If those citrus don't live, I'm not getting any more citrus. I'm gonna tell you why. It's no point in me buying citrus every year just to let them sit outside and die, because it's just not in my nature to come out here and cover them. It's just not. I don't want to. I don't do it. And about the quick tent greenhouse. It looks horrible. I think I'm gonna close the door so that the heat can really come in here, and I'm hopeful that it will thaw this soil and then I can start to clear out this greenhouse on a colder day. Although we have some really, I don't want to say really warm, but we have some warm days coming up. The nights are gonna be like in the 20s and 30s, but the days we got like 60s and 50s. I will be able to come out here and get things done, because one of the main things I want to get done this week is clearing the beds in the Bootstrap Farmer greenhouse. I want to get that done this week, probably tomorrow or Wednesday. And then I want to start planting, what's that, Sunday? I think it's Sunday maybe, or Saturday. I really don't know what day it is. I want to be planting out for spring. I am kind of sad that I can't get my potatoes in, but I'm hopeful that I can get them in by the end of February. That's what I'm hopeful for. Y'all want to see what's going on inside? So today or yesterday was actually my 8 weeks from my last frost, but I feel like don't nobody want to see me plant seeds again. I know somebody could be like, girl, we'll watch you do whatever. But I will tell you what I plan to start, because I still haven't started them. That was going to be today's video. I didn't feel like sitting in the house. Y'all, my motivation is very low right now. I quit smoking. We all know that. That could have something to do with it. In quitting smoking, I also quit drinking because it was a trigger. That could have something to do with it. I am introducing coffee back into my diet. That could have something to do with it. I don't know. I'm a 42-year-old woman. That could have something to do with it, and it keeps snowing. So anyway, I didn't feel like doing a video sitting down in the house is essentially what I was trying to tell y'all. Sorry. So yeah, that's the garden. Y'all want to see it again? So that's the garden. When I pulled out things or pulled leaves off, I threw them over here in the flower bed because I figured it could feed the flower bed. But this is where the snapdragons and the ranunculus are going. So really would like that to thaw out too, but it hasn't. Anyway, that's the garden, y'all, right there. Just a icy mess. And I mean, this ice is almost 3 weeks old, y'all. It's almost 3 weeks old. Now, what I will tell y'all is that Bootstrap Farmer greenhouse took all of that ice, took all of that snow with no problem. I'm very excited. Oh, also, I need to get that greenhouse fixed immediately. I'm gonna do that hopefully this week too, while we having such nice weather. But yep. That is the garden. We could go inside. I can show y'all what's going on inside. Also, let me just tell y'all, them rabbits don't care nothing about that litter box. We've been cleaning up behind them, but they in that little space, so that's cool too. But they don't care nothing about them litter boxes. You coming, girl? Puppy down here with no clothes on. She look naked. Puppy, are you coming? Girl. Come on. No, you're not. Okay. She's not actually coming. Okay. So update on the hydroponics. I don't know what was going on with this one. I replanted it. We only got one plant in here. I don't know what was going on. It is one pepper, like right here. Everything else, it just kept molding and I don't know what happened. So I just replanted it with more peppers. That's what I did. I was like, well, if peppers are working, we'll just replant peppers in here. And so that's what I did. That's the one pepper plant that we got in here, but I don't know. We're gonna keep it going. And then to the grow near, we have some cilantro and some basil that popped up in the spots where things have not grown. I sowed that, but look how nice the basil is doing and the cilantro that did come up so far. That's looking good. Down here is where we have thyme. I think this whole side is thyme. I don't know why I would have done that, but what I'm hoping for is to use this in one of the herb green stalks once I get it growing in these hydroponics. This is a rosemary. That is what it's supposed to be. So I'm pretty sure that's what I planted. We'll see what happens. Pretty sure that's also a rosemary right there. Doesn't have any true leaves yet, and anywhere the things didn't come up, like I said, I resowed them. And then over here we have tomatoes. You got one back there, one right there, and lettuce in the front. So that is the hydroponics setup. It's going pretty well. Not that one so much, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, by the way, y'all, I set up a green stalk. This right here is where my rabbit manure is. I was able to set up a whole green stalk from a week's worth of rabbit manure. That was pretty exciting. I was excited about that. But y'all want to see the rabbits? I know a lot of people told me to go ahead and separate them. I'm watching them. I have not separated them. I think that was the biggest thing that people wanted me to know, was that you need to separate them. I haven't yet. I'm watching them. I'm not saying that I won't. I'm just saying right now, I'm just watching them because, for one, I only have a setup at this moment for one space, and that's right there. Not saying that I'm not going to, and I appreciate everybody's information that they were given about why I should separate them. I did know that. I watch a lot of rabbit content. I watched it long before we got those rabbits because I've wanted rabbits for a while. They are pretty young, so I think I have some time to decide what I'm gonna do in order to separate them. And if she gets pregnant, I already had a plan for that. Like, if she got pregnant, I was never gonna leave them together. But thank y'all for, for telling me that and putting it out there for other people who might want rabbits, because I definitely did not say it. Rabbits are not something that I'm gonna talk about a lot on this channel. I'm just showing you so that you know that I have them, but I'm not gonna talk about them a lot on the channel. But there they go. I did a deep clean this morning. They've already pooped, you can see that. But I did a deep clean this morning on this area. But I think we do that probably every 2 to 3 days at this point. Can y'all see her? There she go. So they're still here, doing pretty good. Doing really good. I don't know why I said pretty good. All right. Y'all want to see what I did downstairs? Oh, and I'm going to tell y'all what I'm starting at 8 weeks, just in case you're in my area and you've been following what I'm doing. Also, nail cam. My nail lady moved about a month ago. She moved an hour away. She was already 45 minutes away. I was like, I can't go an hour. So she told me to go to her son, who was in the same shop. He is now out of the country. So these are from, I just walked in a nail shop and I was like, can I get my nails done? They eyed. So what did we do? We put up the strawberry green stalk. If you did not see my community post, they are on sale. The 3 tiers BOGO, buy one, get one free until the 16th. And you can use my link that's down in the description, or you can use my code YELLOWDOOR10 to get $10 off a 75 plus purchase. I did plant this up, but only on one side, because what I am thinking is that the lights from the seedlings will be sufficient to grow the plants on this side. And if they do grow, then I'm going to fill it and finish it, because I have it on the ultimate mover. So it's not a spinner, but it does have wheels, and it has this thing that you can pull out. I don't have any water in mine because I have been watering sparingly, but when you water inside or on your deck, it'll come into this little tray, and then you can re-water the green stalk or dispose of the water, whatever you want to do. But it's made for you to grow inside. And I'm gonna be honest, those came out I don't know, a month or so ago, I don't know, but I wasn't using it because I was like, I have no reason to use that. Anyway, I am actually really liking that in the house because I'm not getting water all over the floor down here, and I'm able to reuse that water to water the green stalk. And oh, the lemon green stalk is also back. So right now, I guess the spring colors are this pink strawberry pink, and then the lemon is also back, the yellow one. We also have potatoes down here chitting. If you are not sure, Tractor Supply sells these bags of potatoes. They are 4-pound bags of potatoes. In my area, they're $7.99 a piece, much cheaper than what you get at Lowe's. I actually was looking for those. The day before, I asked at Tractor Supply, do you have potatoes? They were like, no. So the next day, I was like, I'm gonna go to Lowe's because I know Lowe's gets them in pretty early. Lowe's had 4 potatoes for $5.99. So I bought a whole bunch of them. Went to Tractor Supply for something else and realized they had the 4-pound bag for $7.99. I returned every last potato I got from Lowe's and I went to Tractor Supply. I got Red Nolan, Kennebec. I got Yukon Golds, blue. I love the blue ones, y'all. Like, I really want to grow a good amount of those. And then these are just potatoes from last year's harvest. These were some store purchase potatoes that started to sprout, so I left them so that they could chit. And these are potatoes, they're shriveling, but they are sprouting, so I'm keeping them. I want to plant a good amount of potatoes this year. So I have them in the light. So they're basically also getting the light from the seed starting station so that they can chit. And here we go with the seedlings as an update. We updated those shishitos that we had. So they're all, I said we updated. We up-potted those shishitos. So they have been moved. We up-potted the dahlias as well. So they've been moved. And then we took the ranunculus out of the green stock trays and put them into some bootstrap farmer trays just because it was easier to have them in some light. Up here, our peppers did in fact start to germinate, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see it, but remember I was telling you they weren't under the light, so they didn't have any heat. And so once I put them under the light, the peppers really started popping up. Look at that aphid. Oh, goodness gracious. And somebody said that my plants had aphids from being taken in and out. At that time, these plants weren't going outside. They have aphids for some reason, but it's not because of that. The basil already started to germinate too, which I find to be really crazy because it normally takes my basil a while. It's okay. I'll just up-pot them. I think I overwatered my roselle. That is dead. I'm going to replant that. And I remember seeing a comment asking me, what do I do with my roselle? I don't do anything. I just plant it, honestly. But if you're having a problem getting it to germinate, probably soaking it would be helpful. But I don't soak mine or nick mine or anything. They just happen to come up, but I overwatered those for sure. And you got the celery. Someone asked me about celery. I plant my celery on the top of the soil. Like, I do not cover it. And then I just make sure that the soil stays moist. That celery right here, that's a moringa. And this is a Utah celery. And then our thyme looks really good. The oregano, it died. I need to start some more. But yeah, the chamomile, I think this whole tray needs to be watered. That's my fault. The chamomile looks really good, except for the fact that it needs to be watered. And then we have a few more snapdragons in here, and some dill and some cilantro. And then, of course, our saffron. is right here, looking good. And then the rest of the ranunculus, I up potted those into bootstrap farmer trays. Another thing I did, y'all, because I'm in freeze dry mode. So I went to the store and bought these little crates. I have my Mylar bags in these little crates. And then I have some of the things I freeze dried over here. So we got green beans, broccoli, mashed potatoes. Those have been, I've used them. There were 2 jars of these. These rehydrate really nicely, y'all. Then we got some milk right here, strawberries, potato strips, cube potatoes. We got cheese back here, spaghetti. Like we had leftover spaghetti, so I freeze dried it. There's more broccoli in the back. But yeah, I've been on my freeze drying business. I am enjoying it, and things rehydrate really well. So I wanted a place where it could be neat, but that I could basically store all of my Mylar bags once I fill them. And so that's what I have been up to, y'all. I really like this color. I thought it was really, really pretty. And I had it on the back porch because I was waiting. And then the other night I was like, oh, I could do that. So I set it up down here. We'll see how that works. That could be another way for me to grow indoors in the winter. Also, I ended up having to take the bags off of my strawberries. If you saw, we planted these from store purchased strawberries, and I'm gonna show you why. You can still see remnants of it. See that white? We don't want that. And I probably will leave it open too at this point. And this was what I was telling you. If you start to see the mold or the green, to take it out of the bags, and I'm gonna open it so it can dry out a little bit. But we'll follow them. But I just wanted you to know, like, if you did it, make sure you check. Oh, somebody told me I should have planted them in the containers that they came out of. The pine berry container was this thick, so I could not have done that. But it would have been a good idea so that I wouldn't have to label them. But it was about that thick, so I didn't want to do that. Wanted to be able to give the roots some space to grow. Okay, so now what am I starting at 8 weeks? I got my bag full of seeds that I plan to start, and we are going to pull out our 8-week bag. So now I don't have to go and find this bag or any of these seeds. They're already in the bag. I showed y'all, how I do that earlier this season. So I don't have a lot that I'm doing. Actually, I'm doing marigolds this week, and I'm doing nasturtiums this week, and I'm gonna plant some hollyhocks. These are saved seeds. I have marigold saved seeds. My marigolds that I tried to start myself last year, they did not do well. I do not know what happened and why. And next week, we'll be starting tomatoes. I do not want big old tomatoes in my house. Like, I don't want to have to try to fit them under the lights. That's why we wait until 6 weeks. 6 weeks worth of tomato growth should not be that bad. And after, I don't know, probably mid-March, maybe beginning of March, I should be able to start putting them outside during the day, and they can get their light from outside. Kind of like the same way I'm doing with the spring vegetables. So that's what I'm going to do. So this week, the only thing I personally am starting is marigolds, hollyhocks, and nasturtiums. So y'all, I hope that you enjoyed this video. It was just a quick update. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all. I threw them over here in the flower bed.